Succession?
Succession.
Bin? Are you mad? Right, we need a new co-host.
I was in Edinburgh, and the next night, Tom Jones was doing a concert in the castle. So he came down, he said, "Are you going to come to the concert then?" So I said, "Why am I putting on a Welsh accent when I already have one?"
Love Will Ferrell.
Love.
I love Will Ferrell.
I mean, it's nearly time to start watching Elf. So he's got this new documentary that will be on Netflix, and it is just so tender.
Amazing.
And so life-affirming. Great start to the podcast. Good. And a great idea. As for the name for fans, I just saw a photo of the Bee Gees in a bin. And I don't know why they're in a bin, doesn't matter. And Binges came into my head. Graham, I love you.
You like that?
Binges.
Do you know what, Graham? Al is very hard to impress, so you've done well there. I like
Graham,
it. Binges. Good. Yeah. I love the Bee Gees as well.
The Bee Gees are all right.
The Bee Gees are epic. All right, well, welcome to Binge, episode 2. I'm Harry Judd.
And I'm Alex Jones. This podcast, our job here is to help you sort through the reams and reams of possibilities on platforms that you can watch in your free time.
We're going to save you from scrolling, aren't we, Al?
We are.
Yes.
We are. Have you had a good week?
I can't remember, Al. I've had a busy week. I've been doing breakfast radio. I've been to Manchester and back for a gig. I've been running a lot, as always. I've been entertaining the children. I spent the weekend doing my other job, being a taxi driver for children. I mean, I've driven all over London this weekend.
Well, now that we've relocated recently.
You have?
We left Harry
in London,
in West London, and moved out to the countryside. But settling 3 children in 3 different schools / nursery it's like SAS Who Dares Wins. You need tenacity. You need military precision. It is. Honestly, the mornings
the
are
scheduling. Me and Izzy sit down. I'm sure you do this most nights, but absolutely non-negotiable. Sunday nights to go through our
the next
calendars.
week.
Yeah,
I know. So Charlie, and I hate whiteboards, right?
Yeah.
I have got a real thing against whiteboards. Fine in a classroom, fine in an office.
Not in the house.
In a playroom, no thank you.
No, I took our whiteboard to the tip last week.
Thank you.
Izzy bought them without asking, and it just wasn't being used. And I was like, please, can I... And it was broken.
Well, he stuck it up.
He stuck it up.
I mean, it makes our flipping playroom look like a corporate space. It's so horrible. And we don't have pens that we can write on it with, so what's the point?
But then we had pens, and then Billy was chewing the pens, and then the children take the pens off, throw the pens. We've now got marker on the wall. You know, it's not good.
I know.
Don't get a whiteboard.
But the point is, we've had to stick up the timetables for both children.
Our timetable's gone on the fridge as well.
And we don't have pens that we can write on it with, so what's the point?
But then we had pens, and then Billy was chewing the pens, and then the children take the pens off, throw the pens. We've now got marker on the wall. You know, it's not good.
I know.
Don't get a whiteboard.
But the point is, we've had to stick up the timetables for both children.
Our timetable's gone on the fridge as well.
But they're only 5 and 7. I'm like, is this, And then there's football, then there's rugby, karate.
Yeah, we've got theatre school, hockey.
Theatre school, yeah.
Rock school for Kit.
I didn't used to do any of this. I just go to school and come home.
Well, if you listened last week, you'd have heard we set each other some homework. So, like a good little boy that I am, I've been watching Colin from Accounts. I've done about 8 episodes, Al.
The thing is, with Colin from Accounts, I mean, I suggested it for you because it's brilliantly funny. I think it's kind of your humour.
Yeah, it is. Well,
which is quite basic. I mean, no offence. But do you know what I mean? Like, we like the same kind of thing. It's on iPlayer if anybody wants to watch it. But Colin from Accounts is funny, and I thought that would be something easy to ease you in homework-wise.
Yes, well, I'd watched the first sort of 3 episodes, which obviously we talked about last week, which we don't need to go into again. And I'm now in season 2, which I think already is better than season 1.
Same. I couldn't breathe watching season 2. It's so funny.
Good. Yes, very good.
So you now know that Colin from Accounts is actually a dog, not a person.
So this is what made me watch it, so I'm not going to give a spoiler. Basically, Flash, who's called Gordon, the main character, he's driving on the road, this pretty girl across the road flashes her nipple, he gets distracted and runs over a dog. They then, for some reason, just decide to adopt the dog, and they take it to the vet, who's called a vet, And very simple humour, you're right. And they end up kind of, getting together and a series of unfortunate funny events happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've sold it well.
I think you have. It's all right. It's all right. But basically, their relationship is based around the dog,
Colin.
And in series 2, we see that sadly the dog is not present all the time for various reasons.
Yes.
And can their relationship survive
Without Colin? ...
Exactly. Colin is the glue that holds them together. They're a real life couple as well. So that's what I like about it.
Talking of dogs bringing people close together. You have a puppy, I have a puppy. How's it going?
Oh my goodness, Harry.
Is it bringing you closer to Charlie?
So I love Scout. Scout's the name of our black Labrador. He's now, I think, nearly 4 months. I don't know. Anyway, I took him for his first walk. I just didn't realise how much stuff you needed. It is like having a baby. It's kind of not in how difficult it is. People say, oh, it's like having a baby.
It's not that hard, is it? No,
I mean, when you've had 3, it's definitely not.
No, it's not.
But in terms of gear...
Yeah,
I thought
insane.
you'd just leave the house with a lead. No. Well, I didn't know how long to take him for because he's still quite little and he's got little legs. And I thought, and they said, they being Google, it said 5 minutes for every month.
Right.
But my walk became 1 hour 45 minutes. And that is because I lost the front door keys.
On the walk?
I did, because I had so much stuff. I hadn't taken a bag. I just had pockets. I had keys. I had the phone, water bottle. Well, I didn't actually
Was it just you and Scout?
No, it wasn't me and Scout. It was me with my friend Tilly, who actually does have a dog. She's like a seasoned pro at dog walking.
Yeah.
Her advice was terrible, though. She didn't say anything about a bum bag. We just left. With all this stuff. Poo bags.
There's some dog ownership etiquette as well. Like where we are, it's a bit busier. So there's real etiquette about your dog approaching other dogs. And
is there?
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. But the first walk, I was shattered by the time we came back because I had to carry this massive puppy. I know he's only sort of nearly 4 months.
They get big quick though, right?
But he is big, right? And I had to carry him for basically half a mile.
Did you find the keys?
I did.
Okay.
Eventually.
Phew.
I still haven't told Charlie any of this because he already thinks I'm a little bit lame when it comes to being a dog owner. So that's just going to add fuel to the fire.
We'll now know whether he listens to the podcast or not.
Oh, he definitely hasn't listened to the first one. I mean, cheek, rude.
Well, my family have.
Has Izzy listened?
Yeah, Izzy's listened. My family have. I've had some feedback from my family.
We
Do you want to hear
feedback.
It? Okay. Good feedback all round from brother, sister, mum, dad. Generally, you think they're being a bit biased, but they're not. They're quite honest, my family.
Okay.
So my dad says, interesting enough, he says, Mum was right in saying how eloquent you were on the wireless. I think he means podcast. Here we go.
Yeah.
My only criticism is how you, and almost everyone else too, says, I was sat, I am sat, etc. It's either I was sitting or I sat down. I'm going to pay Mr. Lawson to come and give you some more English comprehension lessons.
Who's Mr. Lawson? Your old teacher?
My old teacher from school.
Great. Let's get Mr. Lawson in.
Separately, I'd like to start my own podcast entitled something like Things I Loathe and invite a guest on each time. A limitless number of series would be viable. I think
your dad's amazing. I mean, I thought Emma was good.
Oh,
but
and
he
loves Alex's accent, is what he said.
Okay, shall I tell you what Graham MacDonald says?
Yes. What?
So
this is
Graham
a listener.
listened.
We have a listener.
Yeah, he listened to the first episode. He says, great start to the podcast. Good. And a great idea. As for the name for fans, I just saw a photo of the Bee Gees in a bin. And I don't know why they're in a bin. Doesn't matter. And Binges came into my head. Graham, I love you.
You like that?
Binges.
Do you know what, Graham? Al is very hard to impress, so you've done well there.
Graham,
I like it. Binges good.
Binges.
Yeah. I love the Bee Gees as well. Lionelli says, OMG, Harry, is this the first time Izzy and your in-laws are hearing the poo story? Well, not the first time Izzy's heard it, because it's a good story to tell around the table. In-laws, I hope they're not listening, because I don't think they know it.
Well, no, it's too late because they have.
Have
Your
they?
dad commented on the podcast.
Yeah, he's not an in-law. He's my dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my my goodness. What is wrong with me? Oh, I get it. Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Joe says, look, I spotted an image of your binge billboard at Membry Services. This is quite exciting,
Harry,
actually.
we have a photo here, which, I mean, that looks so pro, doesn't
It's
it?
so pro. I've had quite a few friends message me saying that they've seen the billboard.
Me too, and that was really worrying, considering we hadn't even started recording. I was like, I don't even know what it is, but there's a massive picture in the service station. Well, maybe if people do see it and take a picture, you could send it in to us.
Yes.
Hello.
Right, hang on a sec. We've talked about Colin from Accounts. What did you make of Mr. Inbetween? My recommendation to you.
I was hoping this wasn't going to come up.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, so this was the homework you sent me, Mr. Inbetween. I couldn't remember where you said it was.
Disney Plus Al.
I did a quick Google.
That's a bad excuse.
I know, but then I found out last night that it was Disney Plus, and by
Okay.
which point it was too late.
I really want you to watch it. I want Charlie to watch it as well.
Well, this is the thing. He Googled it
Yeah.
and said, it sounds really brilliant.
Yes.
And he said, so I'd love to watch it together. So we are going to watch it this week.
Okay.
Starting with tonight.
After you've watched Sharknado or an episode of El Dorado, please.
Is that the forfeit? Is
That's
that
the
still
forfeit.
standing?
Yeah, and I want proof, photograph, or video of you watching it, please.
Sharknado.
Your choice.
I quite like El Dorado, so that's not much
Okay.
of a forfeit.
And it's an episode, so it's not as long.
Let's go for Sharknado.
Okay. Can we get a quick synopsis of Mr. Inbetween? Because I'd really like to recommend this to our listeners because I loved it.
Okay.
Because some of our feedback was that we talk about things but don't really explain what they are.
And I think that's fair enough feedback.
Good feedback.
I mean, we need to let people know what we talk. We can't assume knowledge, because what happens when you assume? It makes an ass of you and me.
Here we go. Mr. Inbetween is a comedy drama. I'd say more drama, but there are definitely some comedic moments. It's a TV series that ran from 2018 to 2021. It follows the story of Raymond, known as Raymond Shoesmith, who's a hitman for hire who tries to balance his criminal activities with his responsibilities to his family and friends. It's absolutely brilliant. It's one of the most original things I've ever seen. When I heard hitman, I thought, oh, that's going to be like standard kind of, hitman in a suit, and he's going to be in a big city. And it's totally not that. It's this guy who has a very normal life out of his hitman life. Like the contrast between Ray, the hitman, and Ray, the normal guy, is amazing. Great characters. And also, it's an Australian production like Colin from Accounts. And there's a crossover. That's why I knew you hadn't watched Mr. Inbetween, because one of the main characters in Mr. Inbetween is Heavy in Colin from Accounts. Heavy Crap. Gordon's brother. Yes.
Oh gosh, look at you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Detective, annoying. So who's the main character in that?
So the main character is Ray, and he also...
Yeah, but who plays him?
I don't know. But I think he's called Ray, actually. I think that might be his
No, he's
actual name.
not. Ray's not played by Ray.
Let's have a look.
Netflix.
Is Ray played by Ray?
Scott Ryan?
Okay, he's
No,
not
he's
played
not.
by Ray.
No, he's not.
Okay, but this guy, what's his name?
Ray.
Scott. Hang on a sec. Okay, Scott Ryan there,
Yeah.
the bald chap on the left. He wrote it, and it was this real cult, right? And basically, a big-time producer saw it, thought it was brilliant, spent something like $100,000, I think, re-editing it, doing some music for it, and tried to sell it into TV stations. Some people liked it, but they didn't want Scott as the main actor. But they stuck to their guns, and they insisted he had to be the main guy. And finally, someone picked it up, and thank God they did, because his performance is totally like original, in my opinion. Like, it's literally like he's not acting. He's absolutely brilliant. So that is my top recommendation for you to ignore.
That's
again.
usually a good sign when actors look like they're not acting. I mean, I like dramas where actors look like they're not
No,
acting.
he's just literally,
You know.
it's like,
When it looks
honestly,
effortless.
it's totally effortless. But it's like he's not glamorous at all. He's just a normal dude, and you're just so believable.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
Okay, so this week I will watch that. I'll tell you why I couldn't watch it last night. Because obviously I have a full-time job. I know this is not the same as you.
No.
No, I know that you've got a fun hobby. But I've got
Hobby?
an actual job.
Hobby.
Hobby.
I was in Manchester on Thursday night. I didn't get
Okay.
home till 2:30
But did you enjoy?
in the morning. Well, it was plenty of time to watch some stuff in the car on the way there. Yeah, I had a good gig in Manchester.
Yeah, good.
It was raining a lot, and there was a double rainbow.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, it was the last gig of
Did
the
you
summer.
take a picture?
I did take a picture.
It's
Do you wanna
really
see?
good luck, double rainbow.
Do you want to see?
Yeah, it's
we
like
got time.
2 pots of gold.
We thought we saw the end of the rainbow as well. Dougie was like, "Look, it's the end of the rainbow."
You called the Tin Man. What are you talking about?
Wait, bear with me.
What do you mean you can't never see
Okay.
the end of the... Right. 1. Oh.
Yeah.
There is a double
It's
rainbow.
a good double rainbow, isn't it?
And where's the end of the rainbow? Right behind that traffic light?
Right behind the traffic light. And
No.
there was a pot of gold. That's why this is my last episode. And I'm retiring.
So I can... So last night I had to watch something because we have a particular guest on the One Show this week, you see.
Oh, okay. What was that?
He's called Will Ferrell.
Oh, love Will Ferrell.
love-
I love Will Ferrell.
I mean, it's nearly time to start watching Elf.
Top 5 comedy actors. Top 3.
So he's got this new documentary that will be on Netflix, I think, this week.
I've seen the trailer
Will
for
and
this.
Harper.
This looks good.
It's honestly, it's the length of a film. It's like a couple of hours. You've got to lean in.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite long. Will and Harper is about Will Ferrell and his friend of about 30 years, who was originally called Andrew Steele.
Who was a writer on
He was
SNL.
a writer, that's it. And over the years, they've become really good friends. And then Andrew has transitioned and he's now Harper. So he tells Will that he's transitioned. And then Will suggests that they do a road trip to see basically how their friendship evolves and what, how they deal with the fact that Harper is now a she.
Yeah, amazing.
And it's brilliant. They go around all these places where Harper used to go when she was a man and to see whether she's accepted in her new guise. And it is just so tender.
Amazing.
And so life affirming.
Yeah.
And at the end, I won't spoil it, but they sit down on this beach and they've been to Chicago and Arizona and Las Vegas and all these different places and had sort of varying degrees of kind of happy experiences in various places. And anyway, they sit on this beach and they kind of reminisce about the trip. And then Will gives her a gift, and I won't tell you what it is.
Oh, nice.
And I've never finished watching something and had a bigger smile on my face.
Wow.
It's the most beautiful thing.
Okay, good recommendation, Al. What else happened this weekend? Well, I've been watching The Voice because Tom and Danny, my bandmates,
of course.
are on The Voice.
So they're on the love seat, aren't they?
They're on the double seat. The
Double
love seat, yeah.
The love seat.
Next to Tom Jones. And Leanne Rimes is new this season, and will.i.am, of course.
But they've probably smashed their hands a fair few times trying to get to the buzzer first. I'm like...
They kind of look at each other and they kind of nod. They have to agree. They're very good, I must say. They performed last night with Tom Jones. Mama Told Me Not to Come, you know that song? Yeah. Tom Jones still got it.
Tom Jones
Still got
does
it.
not falter, does he?
Honestly, he's... How old is... I think he's 84.
He is.
His voice.
I think he's... Is he 84? I think maybe
I don't know.
even a bit older.
He's 84. There we go. Yeah. And his voice is, to me, just as good as it always has been.
Should I tell you a funny story about Tom Jones?
I can follow
Very
up.
quickly,
I can follow
right?
up with one too.
Can you?
Yeah.
I was in Edinburgh doing a concert, and the next night, Tom Jones was doing a concert in the castle. So my friend Tess and I were in the bar in the Balmoral, which is like a jazzy hotel, quite posh. And we weren't staying there, but we'd gone there because we heard the burgers were good. So we were having a G&T and a burger in the bar. And Mark, who's Tom Jones's son, also his manager, comes down.
Yes. Okay.
And he's like, Alex, how are you? I said, I'm very good, Mark. How are you? And he said, hey, Dad's performing tonight in the castle. Can you stay? Do you want to come? I said, all right then. He said, he's come down now. So he rang Tom and he said, Tom, Alex is down here. Come down to the bar. So he came down. He said, are you going to come to the concert then? So I said, why am I putting on a Welsh accent when I already have one? That is so weird. So we get in a minibus with Tom Jones, me, Tess, and off we go. Gang of us up to the castle. It's a brilliant concert.
The Welsh Mafia.
Welsh Mafia.
Yeah.
We have a whale of a time. Tom's doing his thing. We're having more G&Ts. It's great. Anyway, at the end of the night, he said, don't go now. We'll all get in the car together. So we get back in the minibus and they bring us back down from the castle into town. And they drop us off at the Balmoral because neither of us said we're not actually staying there. And then we had to get an Uber to the Premier Inn around the corner.
So you didn't tell them because you were too embarrassed?
No, he assumed that we'd be staying there.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
So, yeah, we let them think that.
That is brilliant.
Kids Like Us is a film that follows the extraordinary lives of 8 remarkable children. They're disarmingly funny, brutally frank, and wise beyond their years, and they all share one thing in common: the reality of navigating a cancer diagnosis.
A lot of people ask me, what does cancer mean?
It's a really difficult question, isn't it?
Throughout the film, the children narrate their own stories and interview each other about their shared experiences.
Once you finish the scan, what do you normally do?
I scream, thanks for nothing, everybody.
In a manner that's engaging and relatable and that's packed full of the humour you'd expect from a bunch of mischievous and cheeky kids.
I'm just bored, like, I haven't got 2 heads.
Kids Like Us is a deeply honest and eye-opening insight into the lives of these children.
It's about people having that realisation that we are normal people, we're just going through something that you might not face.
Kids Like Us, available on Sky.
Also this week, Al, we've had Strictly back on our screens.
Oh, do you know, I love Strictly because I think it's one of the few things, like The Voice actually, that we can watch as a family.
Well, this is it. Now I've got a young family. Saturday night entertainment is a thing again. This year we've had Gladiators.
Yeah.
I love Michael McIntyre's Big Show.
Same.
Obviously, Antideck's finished, but there's The Voice, there's Strictly. So I'm back on a sofa on Saturday evenings now.
Same.
Which I didn't have for like 20 years.
No, some of my favourite memories from childhood are of all of us sitting around the television.
Blind Date.
Blind Date.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, kind of appointment to view stuff that you don't get now.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
What was the one where they had like a conveyor belt of stuff? Where
Generation Game.
Generation Game. That was a classic.
Oh my gosh. Were you alive then? You're older than I thought, Harry Judd. Amazing.
38, Al. 1985. I was born.
1985.
Yeah, I'm in the 80s,
but
yeah,
Strictly is, I think it's kind of number one when it comes to those sorts of shows. You know it's going to be super safe. Kit and Annie, they're a bit young. I mean, I don't know whether Kit will ever sit in front of a television show, to be honest.
My Kit only watches The Voice because his favourite member of McFly's on it. Which isn't me, which is Tom. But Lola and Izzy, yeah, they're totally obsessed with Strictly. I'll be honest, I don't watch Strictly early doors or the first few episodes. It's quite long, Al.
Well, it is quite long, but it's even longer if you're there. Do you remember how long you'd have to be there if you're recording it? Oh my goodness!
When you go and watch. Oh.
But we did what 2011 we were on it.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah.
Which is 13.
Yeah, and do you find when
13
people...
or is it 12?
13.
Do you count in between the posts?
That's a good point. I don't know. Let's say 13. It makes us seem a bit younger.
Yeah.
But when I tell people that it literally, that's the kind of metric people use to realise, oh my God, I'm old.
I know.
They think it was like 5-6 years ago.
But the advantage of that is that I can genuinely now watch Strictly and forget I've ever been on it.
That's so true.
I can watch it as a member of the audience now.
Yeah, and the footage of us is quite hard to get hold of. It was that long ago. It's like grainy on YouTube.
Very grainy. Yeah. I had to Google because Teddy said, "You haven't done this, Mama." I was like, "Yeah, I have." I have actually. So I Googled it. Well, you can barely see it's me. It's that grainy.
It's mad, isn't it?
I know.
Oh, God.
But I mean, you won.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some people listening to this podcast won't realise we've been on it.
We've been on it.
Same year.
A whole
Harry
decade
won.
ago.
Doesn't mention it, mind. Doesn't mention it too often.
I also won the tour.
What about the contestants this year then?
And the Christmas special.
Yeah, Christmas special, whatever.
The contestants, JB from JLS is on it. JB, lovely JB.
He's also got a turkey farm.
He does.
He's so festive.
Yeah.
Do you know who I think the gift that keeps on giving is going to be on that?
Who's that?
Nick Knowles.
Oh, Nick Knowles. Yes.
I got
love Nick
excited
Knowles.
when I saw that reveal. You know, they do the reveal on social, and I was like, this is why this is going to be brilliant.
I go way back with Nick Knowles. I went to India with Nick Knowles on a sport relief trip. Lovely Nick Knowles, yeah. No,
he is lovely, Nick, but he does like to take things like this serious, which is where the comedy is going to
Oh,
come from.
he's got wonderful comedy value without realising it, but he is a very nice chap.
He is.
I'm also at that point, I'm also at that age now where I'm starting to find myself saying, "Oh, I don't know who any of them are." Do you notice that?
Probably said the same about us.
Every year on Strictly, people they take such pride in going, "Oh, I haven't heard of any of them. I don't know who any of them are."
I know, it's like a badge of honour.
Yeah, and
not
then
to
by
know
the end,
anybody.
they're like, "Oh God, I just love Bobby. Isn't he the best?"
know.
Yeah.
Wyn Evans. Can we talk about Wyn? Go compare.
Wyn Evans.
Wyn Evans.
From Go Compare.
Now, I know Wyn Evans.
I don't know Wyn Evans.
Well, you must have seen
Never,
the
I never bloody heard of him. Never bloody heard of him.
You don't Go Compare, though,
I know
right?
Go Compare, but
He's
the
the
guy that
opera
sings
singer.
it. He's on Strictly.
Right, well, let me tell you something about Wyn Evans, right? Wyn Evans is quite the celebrity. Yeah. He's quite
is
the
he by the Welsh
celebrity.
Mafia as well? Is he Welsh?
yeah.
I mean, he can sing. He's probably Welsh.
No, he is Welsh.
Of course he's Welsh.
But Wyn looks like he's won a competition. Like, he cannot believe it.
He's on Strictly.
He
Yeah.
cannot believe it.
Well, there's a couple, I swear, on the... Right, here we go. Wyn Evans. That's Wyn.
That's Wyn.
Oh, okay.
You know him. Picture him with
With a wig and a
twirly moustache.
moustache. Yeah, okay.
So, have you been watching anything else this week?
You might notice this notebook today.
What's that?
Well, I've taken inspiration from my mum and I've been writing some notes
Turn
too.
it around. What's it say on the front?
It says snagging, shower door, grouting, MDF door. No, okay, this is my old snagging list for our building work. But if you turn a few pages, you will see Colin from Accounts, Series 2, Episode 4, Wank Busted.
What?
Episode 4, when she leaves and comes back.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the title.
The title.
That's
It's
not
what
just
it-
you.
it-
saying-
He was wank busted. Okay, and also I've got a list of things because Al,
on.
episode 1, you're like, let's give people an idea of what you guys like. What's your favourite film? And my mind just went, I don't know. I'm not even sure if I watched a film. Like, I just couldn't think of anything. So I've made a list of things that I like. I've got documentaries. I've got series.
Oh, my
I've
goodness.
got films.
Okay,
I've got
let's-
comedy. I've got Izzy as well. Like,
Well, you like her. Is she
Izzy's
on the
my
list of
She's
things
made,
you like?
she's made the list. I've even got a binge and a bin category. So binge it or bin it.
Okay, well, give me a flavour then.
Okay, binge, beef. Beef on Netflix.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah?
Beef, that's that thing that's just half an hour each, which to me is a huge selling point.
it?
Because I like a short one.
Okay.
Because then I can do 2 or 3. Beef, is that comedy,
It's
isn't
a
it?
comedy when at the very first episode, there's a bit of road rage in a car park.
Yeah, and the mad woman is in
And
it.
the mad woman, and then based around that road rage incident, a whole series happens. And it is absolutely brilliant. It is pure drama, amazing comedy. And just the final episode is one of my favourite episodes of all time. In the desert.
I forgot about beef.
Yeah,
Do you know,
beef.
this is the thing. We watch an episode and forget about it.
Beef is on my binge list.
The only thing is, I don't like the title.
Beef.
No.
But they've got beef with each other.
Meaty.
They've got beef. What's your beef?
Yeah, I
Emma?
know, but I don't like that turn of phrase.
Okay, right.
Do
It's
you?
on my binge list.
Do you?
I haven't really thought
Do you
about it.
say that
Al.
to people?
No, I don't. I don't,
No.
to be fair.
It's not-
What's your beef, bro?
Oh,
No.
God.
Slay.
No. Okay.
Okay, so beef is on my binge list.
Right.
Bin, Eric. Pop it in the bin.
Eric.
In fact, crunch it up, throw it in the bin.
Hang on. Eric
Yeah.
is Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, who
That's
I-
the first time I've managed to say that
Who
without
I
taking a
like
breath.
a lot.
He's an amazing actor.
it's
I
amazing.
thought Eric was brilliant. So, okay, we have to explain what this is now.
Okay, go on then.
So, it is basically about an actor who works on something that's similar to Sesame Street,
Yes,
would you say?
actor and writer.
Actor and writer, and it's based in New York. It's very kind of its era, 1980s, isn't it?
1980s, yeah.
And I think they portray the era very, very well.
They do, yeah.
And then it's about him basically having a mental breakdown.
Yeah,
the
he's
main
got
character.
a drinking problem, bad
Yeah.
relationship.
And then he creates the little boy. No,
his son goes missing.
his son goes missing.
And then to try and get his son back, he creates this character to try and appeal to his son through the TV.
Is that what you were struggling with? Because
just
when
struggled
the
with the whole
character's
thing.
walking around the streets of New York in the form of Eric,
Yeah.
that is a little bit
I
disconcerting.
just didn't think the storyline was engaging at all or gripping. I watched the whole thing because, I don't know, I had nothing else to watch and I just didn't enjoy it. It
I
left me
think,
feeling a bit depressed.
I think the last episode, though, was pretty good.
It left me feeling really flat. actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's in the bin now.
Oh, I thought Benedict Cumberbatch did a good job of that, and I liked the 1980s New York.
Yeah.
So for me, that was
That's a
quite,
binge,
that was
is
quite
it?
watchable.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I tell you what is in the bin, though,
What?
firmly in the bin.
What?
And this is going to raise a few eyebrows now. I can't even remember what it's called, but it's really long. What's it called? Don't tell me. Hang on. It's that word about family.
Someone's gone to Google it, but it's
No.
kind of impossible.
No, it's based on, they say it's based on the Murdochs, oh, for goodness sake.
Oh, what? Succession?
Succession.
Bin? Are you mad? Right, we need a new co-host. Seriously. That is top 3 series of all time.
Sorry, the end was weak
This,
at best.
okay. You didn't like the ending. What did you think of the rest of the series?
First of all, I had to have the subtitles on because there was so much dialogue, which is fair enough
That's
and
good.
well done
Yeah.
to the scriptwriters. The
Yes.
dialogue was fantastic, but I had to have the subtitles on. Otherwise, I didn't know what was happening.
It's, do you know, I didn't really know what was happening, like, in terms of the whole, you know, running a big business and media empire and the politics involved. But I don't feel like you have to understand the stuff to enjoy it. It was the most perfectly written, perfectly acted series I've ever seen. The characters, you love to hate them. I mean, Tom and Greg, the best
no.
combo ever.
I loved the characters. I loved a lot about it.
What's the guy?
And the best tip, and this, I now use this. I mean, I sound like a complete granny, but now I put the subtitles on with most things.
Do you?
I find it really helps.
Why?
You don't miss things
Can you
so
not
much.
hear?
I can hear.
My dad turns the TV up so loud because he refuses to wear his
hearing aid.
hearing aid. Yeah.
But I think when there's a lot of dialogue, and there was in that, and you want to understand what's going on, subtitles really support you.
I mean, I will agree with you in that maybe I didn't love the third and final series, or was it fourth and final series?
Yeah, fourth and final.
Fourth, yeah. First 2 seasons were some of the best TV I've ever seen.
But I think this is such a kind of a sort of moment in this podcast that this is a whole episode. So
Yeah,
I think we're going to need
okay.
to park this.
This, guys, I'm telling you as a binger, don't listen to Al. This is based, it's kind of loosely based on the Murdoch family,
fine.
right?
It's a binger if you've
powerful
got, if you've got
family
6 years. I mean, it's so long.
It's so good. There's drama, there's a bit of comedy, there's like, help me, Al, you're not going to because you don't like it.
No, it's brilliant, and the characters are brilliant.
Yeah.
And the acting in it is superb.
Okay.
I loved
Here we go.
Greg.
It's going to make us sound a bit more professional.
I loved Greg so much.
It's a satirical black comedy drama television series created by Jesse Armstrong, who also wrote The Peep Show.
Didn't like that either.
You didn't like The Peep Show?
No.
Al, that's like top 5 for me of all time. You need to rewatch
But
The
at
Peep
the end,
Show.
it was like they'd run out of ideas. It's like, oh, there you are, flat.
What, you don't like The Peep Show and you don't like Succession?
No.
No,
I'm not saying I don't like Succession, but what I'm saying is it was hyped up, and I've got a problem with things that are hyped up so much. They were like, it's the best thing you've ever seen.
I think the first 2...
No, sorry, it did not beat Homes Under the Hammer. That's the best thing I've ever seen.
All right, on that note, Al, I think we should wrap up.
Yep.
Okay, bit of homework. So you're backlogged here. You've got 2 lots of homework to do. We've decided to let our listeners give us some homework. So Emily says, "Hi, Alex and Harry. Your podcast was algorithmed to me, and I'm so glad. I was in need of some TV recommendations whilst my toddler naps, and you gave me some tips. Colin from Accounts is now on my watch list. You wanted recommendations, and I can highly recommend Slow Horses. It's got more attention and viewership with each season, and rightly so. Gary Oldman gives a gripping performance as the wonderfully terrible Jackson Lamb, and there are twists and turns in every episode. Certainly one for anyone's binge list, and I'd suggest it for your homework."
Oh, okay. Why don't you... Oh,
Slow Horses.
you watch Slow Horses?
Yeah, I watch Slow Horses. I've been
Okay.
recommended Fallout as well,
Oh, I started watching Fallout.
and stopped.
It's all right, but there's a bunker in it.
Okay.
And
That's a bad thing because...
no, it's fine. But the whole, I mean, we're going to start another quarter of an hour.
I know we are,
talk
and I
about
think
Fallout.
we're on different pages here,
I think
aren't
we need to save Fallout because it's worth a good discussion.
We've got Homes Under the Hammer, we've got Succession, we've got you covered, guys.
Yeah.
We've got
I think,
a wide array of...
We've dipped into a lot there.
Okay.
All right, should we wrap it up then?
Let's wrap it up.
Week?
Let's do the reedy bits.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
It
go.
says here, that's all we've got time for on this episode of Binge. Binge is a Viral Tribe production.
You obviously haven't done a lot of radio when you have recently, but you have to do it more casual. Say, Binge is a viral...
Bit more, sorry, so yeah, a bit more casual. Like
Binge is a Viral Tribe production.
Twisting your hair
Don't
there.
forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Binge Podcast Official.
Head over to YouTube to watch our episodes.
Oh, don't actually, because I haven't got a lot of makeup on.
Head over to YouTube to watch our episodes and please hit subscribe. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and follow us on Spotify.
Well, I'll see you next week then.
Yeah, catch us next time and we'll help you sort the binge-worthy from the...
Binge-Worthy. Succession.
Is binge-worthy.